fantasy gets canceled. Does the NFL think of canceling the NFL, or are they just going to say fuck it and play
NFL,
third strings?
the NFL is an unstoppable force. It's more powerful. It is more powerful than the American government.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else going on. Like, what are you going to do? Sit at home, beat your dick, or are you going to watch C Forecast?
Shut up and sit down.
The first week of football where there's canceled games or delayed games due to COVID.
Yeah. All right. I'll start it off. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Let me just try to blow my nose real quick. By the way, I want to put it out there that I'm using toilet paper to blow my nose because I ran out of fucking tissues.
Start the stream or start the recording before you say this shit.
I got this. This is on camera.
Oh, are we live?
Oh, good.
We're not live. We're recording.
That was his intro. All right, I'll start this shit. I'm going to go blow my nose now.
That's going to be it.
You guys just talk about football. I don't give a fuck.
All right, so I heard that fantasy football is basically screwed for 2020. Is this true?
Yeah, it's starting to look that way. This was the first week where we started getting delayed games. Maybe they're going to get canceled. I don't know. I feel like this is
This is unprecedented times. I mean, right? 2020, can it get any weirder? Can it get any worse? I mean, I was all excited to watch football, and I'm not into fantasy. I know you guys are. I played, one fantasy league 1 year. I was the only one that paid, by the way. Shout out to Brendan for never giving me my money back. And then what happens to the loser? Like who came in last?
So we don't have a good Sacco prize. Sacco, coming from The League, the TV show. It's just now become commonplace.
Yeah. All right. So
we don't have a Sacco prize.
For all the viewers out there, I guess come up with some crazy loser prize, and maybe we'll implement it. So we're open for ideas.
Yeah, that would be super helpful. We're looking for we've argued over what it should be for every year and haven't determined something good.
SAT test for sure.
I'll do anything at this point.
Yeah.
6 hours of the SAT. That's
Dean, you would do anything even if you didn't lose.
I'll do it with the person who loses, just to make them more encouraged to vote yes on something.
You want to wear a dress and go outside and party and drink and say we lost at fantasy football?
That sounds like I was gonna say that sounds like Saturday or Friday, right? Sounds like yesterday.
We gotta wear lipstick and makeup, and it's gonna be really weird. Yeah, let's do it.
But fantasy, the lineup is just totally screwed, right? Because we've now got delayed games. So what the hell happens with that scenario? I don't even know how that works or how it might work, right?
So right now, the way they're doing it is, and I don't really know what the criteria are for delaying the game. Is it just anyone testing positive on the team?
Nope, it's their choice.
They're just making a decision.
They're just making up what they want arbitrarily.
Okay, so
depends how important you are.
So basically, the way they're doing it is calling it a bye and rescheduling it for another week. So
they shifted it to their other bye week, and they kind of made their other bye week now a game, and then this is their bye week.
Did both those two? So which two teams were the ones that got the suspended game again?
What has it been so far?
There's two games, so four teams, but two teams in particular. The Titans had a number of at least a handful of players as well as staff all testing positive. So there's that game with the Steelers delayed, and then Cam Newton of the Patriots got tested positive for COVID, and so the Patriots cannot play without Cam Newton.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably going to.
They were probably 5D linemen for Titans, and they were like, oh, you know what? We should delay. And then the Patriots was like Cam, and then Belichick was like, nope.
So part of me is part of me is like, fuck it. that's why you have a third string. You put that motherfucker in, let him shine, right? But obviously, it doesn't fix the fantasy problem because nobody picks those people up if they're even in the list, right? So
Yeah. So what? Well, to be more clear, I guess the Steelers Titans game has been shifted to later in the season during their bye week, but the Patriots Chiefs game is only delayed a day or two right now.
yeah.
So Cam
So
is not that important.
there's going to be a lot of, I think, player shuffle going on these lineups for sure. Then
That's
based
what
on
it
how
basically
events
means.
happens,
Is
right?
people are having to be very quick and like pick up alternatives, and it's making it's making like the depth of rosters really important.
So this is a dumb question because I'm not super versed in all things fantasy and whatnot. But let's say the two teams that are playing, right? If their bye week now is flipped, are they allowing you to change your lineup after the lock-in period? Like, because you have to like set your lineup at the beginning of the week, but some of these announcements may not sync up with that, right? So
You can change your lineup up until the game starts. So your whole lineup isn't locked.
But
Your
you
lineup
can,
gets locked incrementally as games start for individual players.
yeah. But like for example, if let's say I don't know, like what if you wanted to switch your lineup around for a guy to bring someone else in to replace a guy that's out?
Yeah, I'm in that exact position right now.
Right. Well, you can then explain it because I'm not going to be able to explain it because I don't have that situation.
No,
but.
yeah. So it's as those games occur, those players get locked. So, noon today or 1 o'clock today, depending on what time zone you're in, a lot of players are going to be locked. And then we still have this game that's going to be delayed a day or two, which is the Patriots Chiefs game. But in this day or two delay, they're assessing whether or not they want to postpone the game, like the Titans game. And if they do decide that after all the games happen on Sunday, who am I going to play for Tyreek Hill? Because all of my wide receivers are hurt on the bench. Basically, I got to make a decision today whether or not
I'm in that same position for tomorrow because I have two of my big players, Devontae Adams and Todd Gurley, don't play until Monday evening. So
are they at risk of being benched?
No, not currently. But at this point, it's like, what's going to happen? Like, who knows if some news comes out, this evening or tomorrow morning that game is in question, then I'm screwed because there's no possible. At that point, I don't have any other options. If that game gets canceled, I'm just out two big flex slots.
Yeah. They don't test day of games. So once you get into the day of and they haven't delayed it, it's game on, I think.
But that doesn't really do me any good if the tests come back like late tonight, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they would. I think they come back pretty quickly, but I could be wrong. It's getting the news and then making the decision. So it's definitely completely messed up. There's no way to.
So this year, you definitely cannot set it and quit it like I usually do in my work league. You have to be on top of this shit, pay attention, pick up some players, right?
Yeah, I would argue you could never do that, but.
Well, I mean, that's also true too. But hey, I came in third place, so.
That's not a good sign.
It's all luck.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys how they play through stuff? Did you guys hear earlier this year Tyrod Taylor had his lung punctured before a game? Like legit, this dude went out he was supposed to play the game, and in practice before the game, his lung got punctured, which is a strange thing to happen in practice before a game. But it was the needle from an injection for painkillers because he had a cracked rib. So he was going to play on a cracked rib and ended up with a punctured lung in addition, which is so absurd, and football is ridiculous.
You hate to see it. Unlucky.
What a weird story. Wait, why are you so you could play on a cracked rib? Why are you doing that?
Yeah,
don't do that.
That's actually pretty common.
Oh, I know. Don't do that.
But how does he play on a punctured lung, though? I mean,
he didn't actually play on the punctured lung. It happened pre warm ups, and then he started warming up, and he was like, "Oh fuck!"
So this dude tried to inject him with a needle and just said, "I'm gonna miss your entire area, just go straight between your ribs and just puncture your lung with this needle."
It's supposedly a risky injection because the doctor's doing it blind, and he's just going in and trying to, make the rib feel better. But he can't actually see where his lung is or where the needle is. So
I guess.
Mind you, these are the highest paid doctors.
Yeah, it's not like they took like some guy off the stands like, "Yo, bro, you I heard you do needles, man. You want to help this out?"
No, this is the NFL. They have the greatest doctors in the world.
I feel like everybody's ribs are in the same spot, and their lungs typically end up in the same spot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a doctor can correct me, but
well, I think it's the fact that the cracked rib was in a precarious area, and
yeah.
they didn't know how far his needle was in. So
All right, but here's another dumb thing too. Okay, you're gonna play on a cracked rib, right? That means that shit's like basically free floating, and there's a bunch of important stuff right there in your body. Like, what happens if you get slammed to the ground again? You know?
I think you misunderstand
Hurts.
what a cracked rib is like. It's not like a full-on break where it's just a fucking dangling rib.
Dude, it
around.
could be though. That's what I'm saying. No. You don't know what happens when he hits it again or again and again.
That's like induce you into sleep, fix you, and like you're staying in the hospital for.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen crazier shit. I've seen people's legs like point the wrong direction after getting tackled, right?
Yeah, but you can't play after that.
Well, I know, but that's the risk. That's what I'm saying. You go in on a cracked rib, right, and you get slammed again. It's going to get worse. It's like a fatigue thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
good.
You have no idea what's going to happen.
I want to change gears here for a sec. I want to discuss the cancellation. So right now, we're only at bye weeks. You know, we're only really dealing with like a change in bye weeks. So I don't think anyone's canceling their fantasy leagues just yet. There's delays, there's changes in scheduling coming from the NFL, but there's nothing really like stopping everything. The one situation that's happening in our league is my opponent has way too many players on both the Chiefs and the Patriots and is in fact totally screwed. It's actually hilarious. I thought I was most screwed because I had Derrick Henry coming out, and then all of a sudden that game got canceled. Now he's got the Chiefs running back. He's got Travis Kelce, the tight end. He's got Sonny Michel of the Patriots, Cam Newton of the Patriots.
Well, that's why you're supposed to diversify your stuff. I'm a noob at this, and I learned to do that after my first year in the work league because I had like half the New Orleans team.
This is a strange case where he has players on two teams for this exact week, as in addition to other injuries, and it's a shame but hilarious at the same time.
What's crazy though is you're gonna have to nobody likes to drop really good players, right? Because then they can get snapped up again. So, like, if you have a really good player that can't play this week, but it's a do or die week, you have to let him go with the idea that you may not be able to get him back, right?
Well, so we gave ourselves an extra bench spot specifically for injured or COVID list people, which helps.
That's standard Yahoo, I believe.
Yeah, and we could, if it gets real bad and we want us to keep playing, we could add another bench spot potentially for this. But I think if it gets real bad, we're just going to cancel the season.
Well, the other thing to talk about is, so a few months ago, when we were kind of planning the season out, we decided to implement an opt-out clause, which was structured as such if a single, I believe it was if a single game is delayed by more than 1 week, everyone has the ability to opt out, which basically means get your money back.
Yeah.
I think there's still the assumption or expectation that if you decide to opt out, you will still put in full, effort to maintain the integrity of the league. Of course, when you don't have any money in the game anymore, in my opinion, it's kind of biased. You're not going to put as much effort in no matter what if you don't have any stakes.
That's true. To some level, yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see because it kind of gives people with shitty teams the ability to duck out for free.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously people with strong teams like Dean, for instance, aren't as likely to duck out. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Now, how does the bye week thing work? Because were they conveniently on the same bye week? Or are they just gonna shuffle the schedule around? Does anybody know how that works?
There's probably gonna be a schedule shuffle.
Yeah, well, so far it's just been a schedule shuffle, but there's talk of a possible week 18. So we'll see.
Which would do nothing for fantasy. That would be totally unhelpful.
Right. Yeah, that would be closer to us canceling the season kind of thing.
Did we ever decide how keepers are going to work in the case
Kinda.
that this gets canceled?
So we
Yeah.
did not
Well,
really,
we
but
voted
we
it.
do have a determination based off of our votes. Like it wasn't clear given what we're planning on doing, I feel like, but we do have a straightforward path given what
We just said no keepers next year.
if anyone opts out, which
Start the
Smythe is going
slate
to opt
fresh.
out.
Well, it
So
says
no
if the
keepers.
season is canceled, one, it doesn't specify if it's NFL or fantasy season, and that's it. It just says that. It doesn't say anything about opting out.
Do you think they'll cancel the NFL?
Well, did you see Kyle's latest post?
Oh, maybe I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, our commissioner posted, I think, this morning that if anyone opts out at all, then the season can be considered canceled. So there's no keepers next year.
Well, that clarifies that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good way of doing it because honestly, it could go a number of ways. You know, you could do it a few different ways. So just to have someone say like, "This is the way," like it's a good way to do it for now because there's nothing that's better than the other way. I feel like.
Yeah. I would just like everything else in life right now, 2020, reset the slate, start over. You know?
Yeah.
If I don't get a chance to keep one of my awesome players next year, I want to get rid of keepers altogether. That's just that's because I'm salty.
He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna burn everything down with me.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
I don't
know. I kind of like the concept of keepers, but
I don't. I think it's dumb.
It's I think it makes it kind of fun. Although I almost like keepers in the sense of rather than taking I like keepers in the sense of like taking a rookie or something one year and like having him pay off. So almost doing like a like a super late draft keeper rule, like
non-round
people
one.
you took 10 after or something like that. But then that also just is going to create a huge divide because there may only be one or two teams that get like a real keeper out of that, which isn't necessarily fair. But
I like it because it's a low risk, high reward situation. I feel like
That's
you're
true.
using a late round pick and it could really pay off, and there's an amount of excitement to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I just feel like if you just have these keeper rule or whatever, right? Like the top 10 players just get stuck every year.
Well, so we don't allow first round players to be kept, which helps. But if a player ends up in the first round after being taken in a later round the year before, that kind of fucks with things.
Yeah.
I will say, as somebody who had a terrible keeper pick and now has the best team in the league, it doesn't always really translate to overpowered teams.
Through 3 weeks, mind you. Best team through 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it seems like that might be the only weeks we're gonna have. So
yeah, it's gonna suck. So fantasy gets canceled. Does the NFL think of canceling the NFL, or are they just gonna say fuck it and play third strings?
The NFL is an unstoppable force. It's more powerful. It is more powerful than the American government.
They will not cancel it, I guess.
No.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Now, will they resort to having to play second and third string players though to keep it going? That's the question. And will it be entertaining at that point?
No, they'll delay games. If that many people get infected, that's just a spreading prevention thing, and they're just going to delay the season.
Yeah.
Yo, Nuss. Okay, real talk about lawn care. Yo, you got a power washer? I know it's not like a lawn thing. Yo, those stairs are looking like you could have a good time. Yeah, the stairs could go for power washing.
Jason's shitting on his fucking front porch. Yo, bro,
you know what I mean?
Washer.
Isn't that or is that water?
That's water. We had watered the plants up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It just looks like shit stains running down the steps. No, that's water. We had just watered those plants that are on there.
I gotcha. Yo, you ever heard of a rake?
Where's this picture that you're looking at?
I posted it in the general thing.
Text channel.
You ever heard of a rake?
This dumbass went to the general voice chat. It's not the voice chat, dummy. It's the text chat. About text channel.
He just totally fucked that up, didn't he?
There it is.
Oh my god.
General.
Yeah, get a rake. Yo, look at that truck, though. That's the truck.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Hell yeah.
I don't see a truck. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, There's more
It's
than one
making a
video.
little photobomb guest appearance in the last picture.
Brad's like, I see a sports utility vehicle, but no truck.
I see something that thinks it's a truck. It's too small.
I see a Toyota. I don't see a truck.
I see a Toyota. I don't see a truck.